Welcome back to the Just Wondering podcast with your host, Will Blankenship and Jackson Pierre.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's just us this time. No guest.
Yeah, we got rid of that guy Josiah.
We didn't like him.
Yeah, so
Never coming on again.
he's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, a little bit of technical update. We figured out this
We
microphone.
got it.
Yeah, I think we got it figured out.
So we got ripped off a little bit because it was supposed to be all angles,
Yeah.
but in reality, it's one side of the microphone.
Yeah, Blue Yeti no longer our sponsor.
No longer our sponsor, or ever was. But anyway,
We're making use of it with this side. This is a good side.
good side. We got it now. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's good. Also, the podcast, we're going to do a little different. Like 30 minutes, this
Yeah.
podcast. Just cut it down a little bit, so you don't have to listen to a whole hour of us talking,
Right.
which we know y'all like to do.
Couple
But,
of y'all out there.
yeah, those 4 of y'all, thank you.
Thank you for your support. It means so much to us. But no, seriously, we're just having fun, and we're gonna try a shorter episode tonight and see how it goes. Try to stay dialed in on one
I
certain.
think it's
topic.
going to be good.
Yeah. So what are we gonna talk about?
What are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about should you follow your dream
Should you follow your dream job?
Dream job,
Yeah.
which could be a dream.
Yeah, and so we're always taught follow your dream from a very young age. I think, and it's a beautiful thought. It's a beautiful thing to be able to be like, yes, I'm going to do what I want for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna love it. But then you have to come to realization that, first of all, you might love what you do, but that doesn't mean you're gonna love it all the time, because working is actually the human curse. At the fall, that's one of the curses that befell the human race is
Exactly.
laboring and toil. So
Yeah, I think so your main job, when you start to turn that job into when you go and it's just you hate it every day and it becomes something that you're not having fun with or you're not going to get better at it, is when you maybe should think about, I don't know, just maybe going after that dream job. Or, just because if you're going to live like that, you're not going to get better in that situation. It's not going to be good for you.
yeah,
I think that could go for school as well, or a lot of things, but mainly, to stay on this topic of if you're doing something and you turn it into a job and you're not putting forth the effort and it's not fulfilling you and giving you joy every day, then you probably should look to other things,
yeah. There would definitely be some big psychological consequences.
Yeah.
And emotional stress and spiritual. You'd be messed up if you really, really hate what you do. I guess more of what I would ask is do you think that you should go after, say I want to be an astronaut, which is attainable for some people, but for me, I don't think that I would be able to be an astronaut because you'd have to be insanely smart, just be willing to take a lot of risks.
Military training.
Yeah, so do you think that I should go after that, or say maybe get a safer degree in some sort of business, or something that guarantees me a job, and try to learn to like that?
Yeah. So that's a good question. I think it's different for every person because every person's gonna have that different dream job. Every person, and I think it's your determination of how bad you want that dream job.
Yeah.
Now, saying you want to be an astronaut, and you may not be the smartest kid, and you might have to go through a lot of schooling and stuff. That's just that's a whole other thing. That's insane. And there's I want to start a family. I want to do this. I want to have a future. I want to actually. So that's times when I think you want to have that dream job in your back of your mind, and you're I just don't think it's attainable to me. So I'm gonna have to do this normal job, and kind of find a way to like it, make myself like it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That is an interesting thought too that I didn't think about before. Is it's not only can I get through this school, can I get to the point where I would even get this job.
Yeah.
It's also okay, what if I want to be a surgeon? do I have the like do I have the ability to sit around and go to school for 10 years?
Yeah.
Because that's going to hinder you from having a family.
Exactly.
And like, obviously like that's something, I would want, and I don't want to be I don't want that to be held off for a whole nother decade.
No, exactly. I mean, that's 10 years of school. I mean, you can be an astronaut, a doctor, anything. That's a doctor, 8 more years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking of like the traveling you could do if you want to start a family, just
Yeah.
all these things to think about. And I mean, yes, that job may get you success or like make you happy or a lot of money. But I think you can get just like a good enough job that will bring you happiness if you try hard enough, you know?
Yeah, and I think also like there's so much more than a job that is your life. Like obviously a lot of people's lives revolve around work, but like also you have that family to come home to at night. So imagine, you might not get to be that astronaut, but say that you are, just an entry, like an accountant or something. Like I'm an accounting major.
Yeah.
So say you're an accountant, a lot of people would say that's a boring job, but you're paying the bills
Yeah.
and you get to come home to your family every night, and you didn't have to waste those whole several years in school, which wouldn't be a waste if you're an astronaut, obviously.
Right, yeah.
But there's definitely, our professor, one of our professors, Ms. Doty, our economics professor, she would like him saying this, but like there's definitely opportunity cost involved, in which you'd have to look at just, is it worth more of you finding happiness in your work or
Yeah.
you finding happiness in things outside of work?
Right.
Because it's not your only source of joy. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying. I think it's also hard to think about like what if you got like that dream job, like say you want to be a doctor, you want to be a surgeon or whatever, that's your dream job, and you do that for 8 years, and then like 5 to 6 years into it, you get burnt out
Yeah.
of all that schooling.
And
Like
then you're done.
what do you do now? You go back to school and get another thing for 4 years or something.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just stuff like that. I feel like if you want to have that big of a goal, and there's people that have dream jobs that want to be an accountant or want to be like a banker.
Yeah.
And there's people like that who really like that stuff.
Me.
You,
Yeah.
who like numbers and that stuff. And that's great. You can do that. I'm just saying, like, if it's like a big dream, like astronaut or doctor, I mean, I think it's good to have a backup plan.
Yes.
For sure.
I definitely agree, and I think that's one of the things that's mainly overlooked, especially when kids go to college, is they're looking at going into pre-med or pre-law or whatever, and because they want to go to law school or med school. But the thing is that you might have to do a little bit more studying for the MCAT or the LSAT or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you still have the same opportunity to get into med school or law school as if you would have gotten like an accounting degree or construction science degree, and then you have a backup.
Exactly.
Because what's happening is, these kids might not get into med school or law school, and then they got nothing.
They got nothing, yeah.
And then they have to go work an entry-level job at a firm.
That is super scary.
So it's definitely like you don't want to waste that time that you have in college on just like an entry-level career.
I think we're getting a little bit into this, but I think the sub question was like, what if your dream job does not make enough to survive? So I think that's kind of the opposite of what we were saying. Like a doctor that makes a lot of money, astronaut makes a lot of money. But like, what if you have like a good job? Sorry for the
Sorry for the
there's
noise.
a truck going by.
The truck passing by very slowly.
And we're back. So we're gonna like kind of reverse it, as I was saying. Like, what if you have a really good job? Like, say you got to a doctor and you're like, man, I've been doing this for like 3 to 4 years now. I'm kind of sick of it. What if you had a dream job that pays way less, and it may not make you enough to survive?
Yeah, that's a tough dilemma, because it's like, I'm miserable, but I'm making more than enough money to support my family and live at a certain means or whatever. I think the comparison I would make is like maybe I'm making $150,000 a year, which is obviously a very good amount. But then say I have to take a pay cut, make $50,000 a year, and maybe nobody else in the house is working, it's just me. Like, obviously I probably wouldn't be able to support off of that.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I would say that like even if the job like I was burnt out and I did not like it, I think that like the needs of my family outweigh my needs.
Yeah.
So I would say like it also that comes a lot into play is whether your needs are the highest in your life or others' needs
Exactly.
are.
Yeah, I think maybe if it was like just you, like if you didn't living on your own,
Yeah.
or whatever, might be a little different.
Definitely.
You could definitely do it. I mean, you could live on your own and go from 150, like you said, to 50
Oh
easy
yeah.
or
Easy.
whatever.
You can definitely survive.
Way
with that.
lower, way lower. But I think a lot of people like do get confused of, all right, I'm going to college, I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to get money. I think
Yeah.
that's what they think about is just money.
Yeah.
Is the money part, I'm going to get money, 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 money. And they never think about what they want to do and like what makes them the happiest. Because I think if any field you do, you're going to get so much better at it and you're going to succeed and move up. So
Exactly.
I think if you have joy and enough determination in the field that you want, you can get as much money as you want. You don't need to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like-
there's definitely always room to move up. It's one of the good things about America is that you
Yeah.
know you're not stuck where you are, especially with a college degree. You know, that gets you above the entry level job, and so you have room to move up, and it's so much about. I do think it is a lot about learning to enjoy what you do, because there's like so many. It's so hard to know like what you want to do when you go to school.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, part of going to school is learning that, but also part of working is learning that. So, I mean, maybe you can't learn to enjoy what you're doing, but that's why I think it's important to kind of broaden your degree a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if you start working and enjoy that, then maybe that's when you go to grad school.
Right, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. I think it's like just testing out the waters, basically,
Mm-hmm.
making sure you know what you wanted to do. We kind of touched into a lot of these questions, but like,
Okay.
what if your dream job is unattainable? I think we were talking about that, a little bit about the astronaut and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you go after it at all though? Because I feel like I'm easily like self-defeating like that. Like I would just be like, too much risk, I'm done.
I know. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I honestly don't know what my dream job is right now because I don't think I've been exposed to enough. I don't know, exposed to enough jobs that I've seen that are, wow, I really want to do that. Wow, I really want to do that. I've just seen like a few things like construction management, doctor, accountant, banker, all these other jobs. But if your dream job is unattainable, I don't know, man. I think if it's like, because I think we're talking about like doctors here, like for some people, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think we're talking about like,
Astronaut.
you know, geez.
Rocket scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think like, doctor's definitely more attainable than that.
Yeah. I think we're like, I think this is a question for those people who are like thinking like way up above. I want to be the next Einstein.
Yeah, like I want to be an actor, so I'm going to theater
Yeah,
school.
exactly. I think a ton of people do that and they go for it. That's great.
Yeah.
You do you. But I mean, it may not work out in the way you want it. I don't know.
Yeah, I know like a guy that my dad went to high school with. He's been in LA or Hollywood or something trying to make it like for years, and he's been in a couple of notable commercials like Geico ones like that you would know.
Yeah.
But like that's it, you know. And so it's like his whole life has been dedicated to that, and that's not an easy life living out there trying to get into acting.
Especially LA, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it can go for some people. I think it's just how much you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want your dream job and you're willing enough to move to LA or to wherever to do that, I mean, that's your choice. And I mean, I don't know.
How much do you think it's about like we see a lot of celebrities obviously that their kids are famous instantly and they become famous actors. So like with stuff like that, and even with like a job like a doctor, how much do you think it is about inheriting and being raised around something that your parents do? So like
how do you parents have an impact on you?
yeah, so like
Okay.
you know, Daniel's dad's a doctor. And so he's ended up trying to be a doctor
Right,
because
yeah.
he's been raised around that.
Right. Yeah.
And that obviously gives him a leg up, I would say.
Yeah. His mom was like a nurse or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a huge factor. Daniel's a good example of he wants to be a doctor, and then Josiah, who was on last week, his dad was like in market and sales, and Josiah kind of wants to go into that. Yeah, I think that's a huge factor of people who grew up around, like you were saying, actors, because that's what they grow up in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all they see, and that's what they're gonna get influenced by.
Yep.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, I think that's how they're kind of formed as they grow up. I think it does a big impact on your life. You know?
Yeah, I agree, and I think, I think it makes it a lot easier for those people to succeed, and then it also like kind of narrows your idea of a dream job because your parents are your heroes, and you want to do
Exactly,
what they do, and so like you're saying, you don't like I don't know what my dream job would be either, and like to me when I think about it, like I was saying, like no one ends up at the end of the day, no one wants to work.
Exactly, yeah.
And so, like, I would say my dream job is to be a trophy husband,
Yeah.
you know? And so, but, like, obviously that's sometimes
Yeah,
unattainable.
exactly.
Especially, you know, the way I look, you know.
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah, no.
so it's just thinking about even thinking of a dream job. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is. I know
Yeah.
that I enjoy money. I enjoy working with money. And so like that's kind of why I'm an accounting major and why I'm thinking finance or accounting. But you know what I guess my dream job is CFO, but that's like far away, and that's still a lot of work. I mean, I know my friend's dad was a CFO and he worked tirelessly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a workaholic. He worked all the time. And so I think at the end of the day, my main thing, my dream job, I would like to work with money, and I would like to come home at the end of the day and not have to think too much about work. I think
digger.
that's
what you are.
Yeah, I'm a gold digger. But I think that's what the thing is like with a dream job, people are just looking for something that they don't hate. You know?
Yeah, I think you have to be careful too. And what I mean by that is you think about this dream job and you want it so bad, and I feel like you look at the dream job and you're like, wow, that's really cool. I kind of want to do that. And you learn more about it and you kind of do it. And then the scary part is when like you do it and you don't end up liking it.
Yeah.
That's what's scary. And you spent time and effort learning about it, and then you've been doing it for 3 to 4 years, and now you're like, I don't like this anymore.
And then you don't know if you can trust yourself when choosing another option. I was in a class, and this speaker, very successful businessman, he was actually, I think he actually was a CFO. And he said he was a vet down in the Florida Keys, and he ended up this girl that he had proposed to that said no, ended up calling him back, and like they're married now. But like he moved back up to marry her, and ended up getting into accounting because he had to make some money.
Yeah.
And then he decided not to career hop, and now he worked his all the way up, and he loves what he does.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that's an important realization to make. Like, obviously, we've already touched on it, but it's like when you get into the real world and you're working full time, you're going to be like, oh, crap. Like, what am I in? And so you're going to get in 2 years, and then you're going to be like, I need to switch jobs. I don't like this. Yeah. And then you do another 2 years, and you're just all over the place hopping.
I understand what you're saying.
And so I think it's like, I mean, if you're miserable for a long, long time, like obviously it might be time to make a switch.
Yeah.
But I think it takes time to acclimate to that. And especially coming out of college, like some of us are working, some of us aren't, but it's nothing like working full time, having a stressful job. It's nothing like that.
And once you get older, like having a family and then,
providing
for more than just yourself.
Exactly.
That kind of goes into the next question of, can you learn to find joy in a job that you wouldn't think you would have?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. It was kind of what you were saying, like how you, like that guy, how he went to accounting and he worked his way up and he actually found out that he liked doing that.
Yeah, and I don't always think it's about finding joy in that job necessarily, but just, I don't know, just somehow finding fulfillment in what you're accomplishing. So like for
Yeah.
him, he worked for the hospital, and so he knew that indirectly and directly what he was doing was
Helping others.
saving people's lives.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think everything is either a product or a service.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always find a way to realize that you're helping others.
That's so true.
And like obviously finding like God's purpose in everything is to is for us to spread his love and his word. So I think, like we're able to find joy in that. Maybe not everybody,
Yeah.
but like believers are able to find joy in that regardless of circumstance,
Right.
And obviously you want to enjoy what you do again. But I think it's important to find joy in that and find joy in serving and helping others, because that's what you're going to be doing in your job. Like that's what every job is doing, is helping someone out.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be paying you a fee, but you're helping them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying. I think, that going off of that, I think people like starting out a new job, I think when they find joy is when they know, like you were saying, is when they know they have impacted in someone or something in some way. When they can go home and be like, yeah, I made a difference to this person, or I made a difference for the company to make it better. I came up with this idea,
Yeah.
That seems a little selfish, but like, me, I did this. But like, I mean, it's like,
You
know
have
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
fulfilled.
Yeah, you have to be kind of like, I'm not saying it's selfish, but I'm saying you have to be
Right.
fulfilled in what you're doing and love what you're doing. You have to come home every day and make sure that you be like, I'm ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that day may not always like be there.
Exactly.
But
There's always going to be rough days.
yeah,
No doubt. And I think that's what the hardest thing to prepare for is to realize my job right now, it's like I enjoy it. It's chill. But if I was honest, like would I choose to go there every day if I didn't have to? Like I don't know, probably not.
yeah,
But like at the end of the day, you need money, and if you can find something that you're at least like, I mean, it's chill.
yeah. Okay to do it. Whatever.
Then I think that's good. But also it's like I don't want to get up and go to school.
Oh man, yeah. That was this morning.
And you never want to get up. Most of the population is not a morning person, and so you're not gonna find, like, a lot of people will be like, oh, I like this job because it has less hours, or like you're just not gonna find very many jobs that aren't on a daily basis early in the morning.
You're always gonna have that job that's like, this day absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna maybe even like few days or like a week. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen where you're gonna go through a learning phase and you have to learn all about the job. Because when you start a job, you're not gonna be like right into it. They're gonna teach you how to do it and how to.
Exactly.
So you're gonna be like, man, this kind of sucks. And then you're gonna get deeper into it, know more about it. And you're gonna come home every day. I'm like, boom, I'm ready to work. And
Yeah.
it's just, I think it's those days that are really rough are the ones that shape you into like knowing that you wouldn't be there.
Yeah. And I think getting through the first rough season of your job is what really is going to hold you there. Because especially like, if you start moving up in a company and you really hate it, then it might be time to go. But like once you are able to work and like work your way up in a company, I think that really solidifies like, this is something I'm good at.
Yeah.
So, I think it also takes into account, it's like, do you think that you always like the stuff that you're good at?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think that?
Say it again.
Do you always like the stuff that you're good at? No?
I know I don't. Yeah, I know. What am I good at? I mean, I don't
know. I mean, like, I'm talking about academics mainly, but like,
yeah.
Because like I enjoy math and I like to think I'm pretty good at math.
Yeah.
And so consequently I do end up liking it.
Mm-hmm. No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, if like, yeah, there are certain classes that I do like and enjoy or whatever. Do I want to get up and go to them every day? No.
That's so true, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, some days there's like, oh, I have to be there, because this is assigned. And there's other days, like attending to my major, like there's a intro to construction management class. it's great sometimes. Yeah, I love it because it's attending to my major and I get to learn more about my major.
Mm-hmm.
There's other times when it's just like, I really don't want to go today, and I know I like the class, but it's just like it's boring, and
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, I guess what I was gonna make my point is that maybe it's not about looking for your dream job, but just kind of introspecting yourself and looking at what you're good at.
yeah,
Because naturally, I think, like, obviously you don't want to go to class every day, like no one does. But I think when you look at what you're good at, that is what you enjoy. So, I mean, like managing money. Like, I gave a speech on personal finance today because I feel like I'm pretty good at managing money, and that's what I like, and that's what I want to do. And so, so yeah, I think like still I don't know exactly what job I want to do, but that has at least helped me narrow it down to a field.
yeah,
You know?
like what you're good at.
Yeah.
These are my skills, and then these are the jobs that correlate with my skills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's more about looking at what you're good at than necessarily looking at a certain job or the numbers, dollars.
Okay. Yeah, and that kind of leads into the last question to wrap all this up. Is it bad if it becomes all about the money? So,
What do you think?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just doing this dream job, if you're just doing this dream job to get the money, then is it a dream job?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying there?
Well, and I think if you're only working for the money, that obviously like money is gonna fail you all the time. But obviously money has a lot of good things about it. But it's just like if you let money become all about it, like it will be stripped away.
Right. Yeah.
You know, whether you believe in that stuff or not, if you put your faith in money, like it will
Yeah.
not work out.
Yeah. I just don't think. There are some people that wake up every day and like just think about that. Like, I'm gonna make money today. And I think what you should be thinking about is in your job. It's like, how can I impact? Like, how can I help others, or how can I help company grow? You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's, if you have a dream job, that's what it's about. I think like,
Contribution.
yeah, giving the best that you can. You know, using your skills that you have to contribute to whatever you're doing.
Yeah. I agree.
And that gets clouded by money or whatever.
Yeah, I think you just cannot always look at the numbers. Obviously, you want to be able to provide, number one, but like you cannot find your fulfillment in that. You definitely need to find your fulfillment in helping others, helping whoever you're working for. Yeah.
I think it can be hard to not make it about the money, because like if you have a good paying job, and you get all this money, you're like, wow,
like look what I can buy.
Look what I did.
Yeah.
You know, and look what I can buy. Look what I can do now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's a hard line to walk.
You have to be willing to.
Good problem to have, though.
Yes, very good problem. I have so much money.
How am I gonna?
I hate my job.
It's all about the money. Oh.
Yeah, it's all about the money. I'm just kidding. No, it's not about the money. It's about contribution.
Yeah.
Basically.
So yeah, main point is, obviously you want to do something that you're going to be able to provide for yourself and your family, you know, Lord willing.
Yeah.
But also don't want to let it become all about the money. You want to make sure you're finding fulfillment and helping others, because that's what a job is at the end of the day.
You want your dream job to, be like, how am I trying to say this? Like your skills, you want to make sure your skills are like helpful to your dream job,
Yeah.
Kind of correlating all that, wrapping that all up.
Yeah. So
A little bubble.
that's good stuff.
That was good stuff. That was a good one.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. This was the third episode.
Third episode.
A little bit of a shorter episode.
Short episode.
30 minutes.
Little boop
Little
of information.
boop for your evening. So if you care, for whatever reason, if you care what we think about this,
It was a good one.
yeah.
I mean, we didn't have that guy Josiah on.
Yeah, so we actually got some stuff done.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about crap. No, I'm just kidding.
But
yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess we'll end it for today.
End it here. Thank you for joining us on Just
Thanks
Wondering
for
Podcast.
watching. Just Wondering.